Of you who know me, it might come as no surprise that I need a few minutes to set up. So please stay in your seats, don't go anywhere. I'm going to send this lot round to talk to you, to entertain you for the next 2 minutes whilst I set up. Okay, so stay in your seats, I will send people to talk to you. In fact, just turn to the person next to you and talk to them, just for a moment. Okay? So have a chat, I'll be back with you in 1 minute. He should look nervous. Thank you, Roy. Come join me. Don't leave them on their own. So how well do you think you know Roy Donegan? Laura, how well do you know Roy Donegan?
I like to think quite well.
Well, this speech has 3 main objectives. The first is to make Roy feel slightly uncomfortable. I've done that already. I'll just retire now. The second is to reveal to you, Laura, the true Roy Donegan. It's okay though, Roy, I've checked with the registrar, it's signed, it's done. There's no escaping now, Laura. None. And I believe I can do the unmasking of Roy and unveiling of Roy to Laura in one foul swoop. And the best part for you is going to be Roy's reaction on his face. And you might be thinking, well, we can't see him. And I would like to unveil what I believe to be a wedding first. And I have called this Groom Cam. You will be able to see every blush, every squirm in minute detail. And if I press this button, it's recorded forever. And the third objective of the speech is to make Laura feel welcome in the family and to make Roy feel loved. I just don't think we'll have time for that. Now, my brother is a man of obsessions and extremes, and they started at a very young age. He fell in love with cars. This is a picture of Roy learning to drive with Granny and myself. But you will notice that Roy has his eyes closed. That's not a good driving strategy. Do you remember the Sinclair C5? Yeah? A few of you are old enough. Here's a picture of Roy driving the Sinclair C5. You will note that his legs don't reach the pedal. They probably still don't. This is so much fun. Our next door neighbour, one day, years and years ago, looked over the fence and saw Roy sat in the middle of the lawn, rubbing the back of his head. And concerned, she asked, "Are you okay, Roy?" Apparently he looked up and said, "I've bumped my head and lost my car." And we found the Sinclair C5 against the fence at the bottom of the garden, pulverised. His checkered driving history will come out as we go on. But our family actually owned a series of sportswear stores when we were younger. And I think for one of the openings, or something special, we were hosting Miss World. Miss Mariacela Alvarez, Miss World 1982. And even myself, at the tender age of 4, I realised this is a pretty woman. And yes, I kissed Miss World. But when it came to Roy's turn to kiss Miss World, That is Roy next to Miss World. He screwed up his face and said, "I don't like girls."
Saving myself.
Speaking of girls, don't the bridesmaids look beautiful today?
Yeah.
They do look stunning. So we'll have a quick toast to the bridesmaids. So please raise your glasses to the bridesmaids. Let's move on to the university years. The university years. Roy was home from university, and I was, well, picture this, I'm sat on my bed, I've got my door open, and all of a sudden, Roy crawls past my door on hands and knees in nothing but boxer shorts. He pauses halfway, looks up, and says, "Jesus tits," then continues on past. A few moments later, he was followed by Alex Croft. Alex Croft, would you stand up so everyone can see you? Now, that's Alex Croft, the one who's slightly red. He too was on his hands and knees in nothing but his boxer shorts.
Very close.
Destination, the bathroom. They spent quite some time in there together. Suddenly, the Miss World incident started to make sense. But after university, Roy wanted to reinvent himself. So he decided he needed to get a sharp suit, a posh watch, and a gold American Express card. That's how he knew he had landed. He had impeccable taste. I'd like to show you a picture of his favourite, his cherished double-breasted suit. Love of fashion started even earlier than that, and his ability to pose in a catalogue type style. Have a look at this. You got some ahs, some laughs, Roy. You're doing well. But actually, I think this is the best one. It started even earlier than that. And this is him striking a pose on the beach. Roy excelled at university. Are you okay?
What if I kick the power out?
No, it's fine. Roy excelled at university. He got himself a degree in economics, and he went straight on to work at Deloitte, where he learnt to become an accountant. But speaking of accountancy, I'd like to sort of double back to Roy's checkered past, and also, if I can, in one foul swoop, prove Roy was born to be an accountant. Many years ago, he was driving my Astra, and the car blew up on him. Who knew cars needed oil or servicing, Roy? But I came home, and there he was, hunched over the laptop, and as I walked closer to him, he uttered the immortal words, "At times of crisis, go back to the spreadsheet." And that is a saying that my brother has lived his life by. But speaking of spreadsheets, let's move on to Las Vegas. You might be thinking, what's the connection here between the two? That's the 6 of us that went out to Las Vegas under the sign there. And actually, as I think I've broken a world first by having groom cam, I believe Roy broke a world's first as well. for the first ever stag do that was planned entirely with a Microsoft Excel spreadsheet. He even used formula to convert the currencies. Have you heard the saying that what happens in Vegas stays in Vegas? Yes. Yes? Well, you may not have noticed the little asterisks there. And there's some fine print, unless one of your party doesn't drink. Unless one of your party took a camera. Unless one of your party is doing an embarrassing speech about you within the next 24 days. I believe I qualify under all three. Now, I could tell you about the drinking, and there was a lot of drinking. I could tell you about the gambling, and there was a lot of gambling. I could tell you about what Roy did in broad daylight at a pool party in nothing but a pair of skimpy Superman Speedos. But I'm not going to. I'm going to focus on the self-torture Roy put himself through 109 floors up on top of the Stratosphere Hotel. Here is the view over the Las Vegas Strip from the top of the hotel. And on top of the hotel they have 3 death-defying roller coasters, one of which launches you off the side of the tower. Here's Roy and Mike before the ride. They look quite calm and relaxed, don't they? Quite calm and relaxed. Well, it didn't last very long. Here's the roller coaster, and it is literally just off the side of the building. So they take you off and then drop you slightly further. And you'll note that Roy has his hands up for the very first small part. That changed very quickly, and you'll note here. And if we zoom in closely, I'm not sure if he's swearing or trying not to vomit. Here's another image. I also think we should zoom in there. This is where Groom Cam comes into its own. And I'd like to invite a caption competition for the next one. So if throughout the night you come up with some captions, please let me know and I'll project them on a big screen somewhere later. Everyone else is looking forward, apart from Roy, who's looking sideways. He looks as though he's just about to say something. Yeah. My brother is a man of extremes and obsessions. A few years ago, I arrived home to find him sat in the chair, and he had lovingly rested on his belly a kilo tub of Haribo, most of which were not in the tin. He shoved his fist in and took another big mouthful and said, "I feel sick." But with real determination that I would expect for him, he shoved his fist in again and took another mouthful, saying, "Must push through." And he really is a man of obsessions, extremes, and generosity. Roy, you are my best friend. You are my best mate, you're my teammate, you're the best brother I could have wished for. Roy, I'm so happy you found a girl you actually like. We were worried after Miss World. Laura, welcome to the family. Welcome to the team. Ladies and gentlemen, please raise your glasses for a toast to my brother and his Miss World. I believe that we've reached that point of the night where the chocolate fountain is set up, the disco is about to start, and the fun begins. So please relax and have an amazing evening. Thank you.